Neo-Nazis have repeatedly shown up in crowds in Nashville, live streaming themselves as they wave swastika flags, sing hateful songs, and disrupt a city council meeting. One clip even capturing the neo-Nazis hurling racial slurs at black children. The video shows them harassing a group of kids, drumming on buckets on a Nashville street, and has been viewed on X more than 9 million times. The children targeted by slurs as young as 8 years old.
I feel like it was racist because they were just saying bad words to us, and the police didn't do nothing. They was just telling us to go home.
The video shows at least one police officer encouraging the children to head home and, quote, be better than the neo-Nazis. It's led to outcry from black legislators who have urged their colleagues to condemn the neo-Nazis' behavior. As of now, though, the neo-Nazis have left town, except for one of them, a Canadian who was in court today facing charges of assault against a bartender. Let's bring in Phil Williams, chief investigative reporter for Scripps News Nashville, who has been following this story. Phil, you confronted these neo-Nazis. What happened?
Well, Lauren, not surprisingly, my investigation discovered that some of these characters have skeletons in their closet, and their ideas are just based on sheer ignorance. I wanted to give them a chance to respond, but I also wanted to confront hate in the eyes.
Hitler was right! Hitler was right!
For days, out-of-state neo-Nazis have made a scene on the streets of Nashville with their symbols of hate and vile words. Here, berating a lesbian mom who had just left a downtown restaurant, reducing her young daughter to tears. Here, assaulting a bartender who had confronted the group.
Sig Heil! Sig Heil!
And here, bringing their venom to the West End Synagogue.
How much do you think the Jews are paying this guy? Let's throw out some numbers.
Thursday, they returned to the historic Metro Courthouse, repeatedly challenging officers just doing their jobs. There on what is now the Diane Nash Plaza, named after the civil rights legend who came here to confront a Nashville mayor and a community's racism, we decided to confront the hate that has once again reared its ugly head.
You ready to debunk the flyers? I told you I'd stop being a Nazi. What's your thoughts about you lying in the media?
Yeah, I'm curious. Why Nashville? Why did you guys choose Nashville?
The only place that respects freedom of speech.
Yeah, this state actually respects freedom of speech, but communist Jews like yourself don't.
John Menadeo, a Californian who moved to Florida, leads the Goyim Defense League, which goes around the country trying to create scenes that they hope will bring them attention and followers. One of their favorite tropes, falsely accusing Jews of being pedophiles.
You really dislike pedophiles, don't you?
Yeah, do you? Do you like this? Wait, get a shot. Get a shot.
Well, I have a photo of you with a pedophile right there.
Oh, yeah, you got kicked out of our group.
That's Menadeo on the left, and on the right, a member of his group, Jesse Schenck, who was busted 3 years ago when he tried to meet up with someone he thought was a 14-year-old girl for sex.
One of your own group was a pedophile.
No, he wasn't. He got set up by police, and he got kicked out of the group.
He tried to have sex with a 14-year-old girl.
He got kicked out of the group once we found out. Day of.
So he's not one of the guys wearing a mask?
What are you doing?
It was not a question that Menadeo wanted to answer.
Pedophile protector! Pedophile protector! Pedophile protector! Pedophile protector!
There's you.
Pedophile protector! Pedophile protector!
In fact, this tactic, resorting to yelling as a diversion, would play out again and again as we attempted to confront the group with facts about the lies they tell their followers.
So you have a problem with Jews in general, though?
Yes, I do.
So you think the COVID agenda is Jewish?
Let's go.
In fact, the men who led the nation's COVID response, Drs. Francis Collins and Anthony Fauci, are both Catholic.
Dr. Fauci was Catholic. Dr. Fauci wasn't Jewish.
I didn't say he was.
You say the COVID agenda is Jewish. Dr. Fauci was Catholic.
No. Go through the names.
Menadeo, it seems, doesn't like any facts that don't fit his narrative. For example, this claim that, quote, every single aspect of the Biden administration is Jewish.
The vice president is Baptist.
Okay.
The secretary,
80% Jewish.
You said every aspect.
I said 80%.
Okay, well,
that's
how
a 2% minority.
Well, the Secretary of Defense is Catholic.
2% minority.
Secretary of
2% minority.
Interior is Catholic. Secretary of
2% minority. minority, 80%. 2%
Secretary
minority,
of Commerce
80%.
is Catholic. Secretary of
2%
Health is
minority,
Catholic.
80%.
Secretary of Transportation is Episcopalian. Secretary of Energy is
Okay, next
Catholic.
wire, let's go.
Secretary of Education is Catholic. Secretary of Veterans
This guy's a
Affairs
liar.
is Catholic.
Over and over, it became clear that these are people who are blind to any facts that don't confirm their hate.
How many of you guys have criminal records?
What's your criminal record? Catching kids?
Not surprisingly, there are quite a few arrests among these characters. Menadeo spent a month in jail last year after authorities in Florida got fed up with the group littering their neighborhoods with its hate messages. Others we discovered also have a variety of criminal charges on their records.
Can I be honest with you guys?
You're a loser,
When,
scumbag.
when I look at you guys, I do not think just your
You
race.
look like what race are you,
Time is coming to its end.
In fact, what I saw was a group of wounded, angry men who've never accomplished much in their own lives, looking for someone else to blame.
Worse than the Jews.
I really feel sorry for you guys.
I don't give a sorry for. You're gonna grave soon, you dumb sellout boomer.
You boomer.
Now, as mentioned at the top of the story, this group has now left the Nashville area, leaving behind the one person who is now in jail. His bond is set at $50,000. The group was trying to raise the money for that bond, but so far he remains behind bars.
Wow. I mean, Phil, it's like almost, we got to take a beat. I mean, what have we heard from state and local officials about what they'll do to prevent this from happening in the future?
Well, you know, it's a real dilemma because these groups, as vile as they are exercising their First Amendment rights. Police have been very much on guard. There's been a show of force every time that they have appeared on the streets of Nashville, and they made that one arrest. But it's a real struggle of figuring out what to do.
And on a personal note, I mean, this clearly was not an easy story to report. Even just watching it, I'm thinking, how would I have been able to navigate something like that? How threatening have some of these white supremacist groups been as you've reported on them and confronted them with the facts?
Well, this group, I mean, they were full of hot air, but no real threats from them. I've been reporting on extremism, white supremacists in this area for about the last 9 months. One of those groups did make some threats. But, you know, the way I look at it is we have a job to do. And if we don't stand up against hate, then our entire democracy is at stake. So standing up is really the only choice we have.
And certainly when it comes to, you know, the steps there in Nashville from places outside of the city, just incredible to see the level of organization and planning that goes behind something like this. Phil Williams, Chief Investigative Reporter with Scripps News Nashville, thank you so much for your reporting.